What if I told you that whether people like you or not has very little to do with how funny you are, how good you look, or how impressive your life sounds on paper? I spent
Hmm.
years thinking those were the variables, trying harder, being funnier, dropping accomplishments into conversations like they were casual, and people liked me fine, but fine is not the same as instantly, genuinely, magnetically like you. Then I found these, and I'm still a little annoyed it took this long. Here are the psychology tricks that make anyone like you, almost immediately. Trick 1. Use their name once. Just once. Not 3 times, not 5 times. That becomes a hostage negotiation. Just once, woven naturally into a sentence, and something shifts. Psychologists have found that hearing your own name activates a uniquely personal response in the brain. It signals that you are seen, not just a face in a room, an actual person being acknowledged by name. Me starting to do this in conversations noticed an almost immediate difference in how quickly people warmed up. One word, disproportionate impact. Trick 2. Let them talk, then actually listen. Harvard researchers found that talking about yourself activates the same reward centers as food and money, which means most people are walking around desperate to talk about themselves and finding almost nobody who will let them do it without hijacking the conversation back within 30 seconds. Be that person. Ask a real question. Listen to the actual answer. Ask a follow-up that could only exist if you heard them. Their brain floods with dopamine. Their brain associates that dopamine with you. They walk away thinking they really like you without being able to explain why. The whole thing is slightly embarrassing for the human brain, but extremely useful for you. Trick 3. Mess up a little on purpose. This one sounds insane. Bear with me. There's a well-documented psychological phenomenon called the pratfall effect. When someone who seems competent makes a small mistake or admits a small flaw, they actually become more likable, not less. Because suddenly they're real, approachable, not a performance. Me spilling something or saying, honestly, I have no idea what I'm doing right now in the right moment, people relax. Because you stopped being a polished version of a person and became an actual one. Controlled imperfection is one of the most underrated social tools that exists. Trick 4. Ask for a small favor. Every instinct says to do things for people to make them like you. Psychology says do it the other way around. This is called the Ben Franklin effect. When someone does a small favor for you, their brain has to justify that action. And the easiest justification is, I must like this person. So they do. Ask to borrow a pen. Ask for a recommendation. Ask for their opinion on something small. Their brain does the rest completely without their permission. Trick 5. Mirror their energy without copying them. Not mirroring like a pantomime, just matching the general vibe. If they're calm, you slow down. If they're animated, you open up a little. If they go serious, you meet them there. Psychologists call this behavioral synchrony, and what it does is make the other person's brain register you as someone who feels like them. And we are hardwired, genuinely hardwired, to like people who feel like us. The keyword is match, not copy. Match. There's a version of this that's creepy and a version that's magnetic. Stay in the magnetic lane. Trick 6. End every interaction while it's still good. Most people stay too long. The conversation peaks and then slowly deflates like a birthday balloon 3 days after the party. Don't be that balloon. Leave while the energy is still high. Warm, natural, clean exit. I genuinely have to go, but this was actually great. Their brain, which was just having a good time, registers the end of the experience at its peak. And because of something called the peak end rule, that peak is what they remember. Not the average, the peak. You become the person they were still enjoying when you left. That version of you is the one they think about later. Final truth. None of these tricks are manipulation. They're just what happens when you stop making social interactions about yourself and start making them about the other person. Use their name. Let them talk. Be imperfect. Ask for small things. Match their energy. Leave first. 6 things, starting today. And don't be surprised when people start finding reasons to be around you more than you expected. Subscribe. More of this every week.